This coral larval restoration project at Heron Island and at One Tree Island is a very large and complex undertaking. What we're doing during this program is combining the expertise of my team from Southern Cross University, colleagues from CSIRO and from Queensland University of Technology. And together we're exploring ways to make the operations of the coral IVF program more efficient so that within the next few years we can get to much larger scales.
Working on the Great Barrier Reef is like a dream for every marine biologist, especially those working with corals, so I'm so happy about that.
Every trip that I do where I'm culturing larvae, I learn something better about how to culture them differently or how to make this process better, more efficient.
What we've done during the past week is capture some spawn from the major coral spawning events here at Heron Island and One Tree Island. We've lost so many large breeding corals that the natural production cycle of millions of larvae has started to diminish. The coral larval restoration experiment shows that if you add larvae to those damaged reef areas, you can kickstart the recovery of the coral community.
It helps restore the ecosystems around Australia, around the world. And it also helps restore fish populations, which a lot of Indigenous communities rely on, especially around the tropical regions and the South Sea Islander regions as well.
I hadn't seen the larval restoration sites for a couple of years, so there was a great sense of anticipation when we went for the dive, and I was thrilled to see so many healthy new corals growing on the experimental sites where we placed larvae in 2016. That outcome re-energised me personally and professionally because it shows that the larval restoration process does work, and now we need to take these results and scale it to much larger scales within the next few years, so we can actively restore coral communities on damaged areas of the Great Barrier Reef, so we can start to reverse the trend of declining corals